to be here for a minute with you.
Yeah, awesome. We're broadcasting live on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter. So for everyone out there, thank you for being with us on this lovely afternoon. And today we want to get to know who you are, Cameron. So how did you get started with Podium, and what's your background?
Yeah, great question. So I've been here about 2.5 years. I actually grew up in the Houston area, born and raised, and grew up there for quite a while. I owned a landscaping company for about 5 years before I decided to go get my MBA. So I studied at the University of Houston, got my master's degree, and decided I wanted to leverage that into really having a bigger impact on other people's businesses and not just my own. So about 2.5 years ago when I graduated, I found Podium based out of Utah with just a huge potential and skyrocketing growth, and decided this would be a good move for me. So about 2.5 years ago, I moved my family from Houston to Utah. Big change in many, many ways. But it's been an incredible ride, and proud to present a little bit more about what we do and the impact we're having on local businesses across the globe today. So kind of a unique journey into technology, coming with a landscaping background, but it's translated pretty well so far.
Yeah, definitely. So as a small business owner yourself with the landscaping company, did you see some challenges when it came to having a digital presence or reviews or just reaching out to more clients?
Big time, constantly. I mean, I spent so much money on so many different SEO campaigns and marketing campaigns and advertising and lead buying and trying so many different methods, and hit and miss, it was always just kind of up and down, hit and miss. Some of the struggles that business owners really have been addressed very aggressively here at Podium in a very unique manner. So that's what we're excited to show pretty heavily tomorrow on the webinar, but I can talk a little bit about it here today as well.
Yeah, no, and that's a perfect segue, because I've been using the word Podium, throughout the interview here. But what is Podium? Is it like is it a software? Is it online? Is it for reviews? Can you tell us a little
bit? We just sell wood podiums for your stage is all we do.
Podiums for everybody.
No, no. So Podium is a very robust but simple software solution. Our mission here is to modernize local businesses. Okay, Tony, let's think about it this way. Are you an Amazon shopper? Do you get on Amazon ever?
Yeah, often, yeah.
Okay. Do you ever get on DoorDash or Uber or Lyft or Airbnb? Have you ever used any of those solutions?
Yeah, definitely, of course, yeah.
Okay, right? They're common names, right, that we're all familiar with. And the funny thing is we all think they're the most innovative companies, and no disrespect to any of them. They're very successful, incredible companies that I love and I use daily. But they really haven't done much to introduce new products. They've just revolutionized the way we experience old business, right? Amazon is simply just a new way of experiencing shopping. And Uber is just a new way of experiencing a ride share, a taxi in essence. And DoorDash is just an easier way for me to get fast food, right? All they've done is made life easier and more convenient for me. And that's what Podium's vision is, but for local businesses, okay? And so our bread and butter is really Main Street America. So think of, think of your, insurance agency, your car dealership, your doctor, your dentist, your mechanic, your tax professional, your mortgage lender, up and down Main Street America. That is our target market. We're giving you the tools and technology to be seen more easily, to be connected to your potential and current customers and past customers more easily, much like Amazon brings products into my face very simply and easily. I can push one button and be connected to that seller. Podium has the same technology to get you, business owner, connected to your potential clients very, very quickly through our technology.
Interesting. So what kind of challenges have you seen when you speak to these small business owners in Main Street America? Is it hard? They need to change the way they look at their business? Is it a cultural change? Is it because they've done it for years a certain way? Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, so everyone always preaches, I've grown my business on the back of referrals, right? And I hear that, and I actually grew my business pretty heavily on the back of referrals when I owned a business. And it's a great source, it's a great lead generation, but it's not, it's a shallow understanding of where consumers are today. Podium is actually financially backed by Google. Okay, they're an investor in our business as of 2.5 years. They are the king of all search, and having them kind of in our hip pocket gives us an advantage, and anybody that partners with Podium an advantage in really getting out there in front of where the customer looks for a business today. You know, Tony, like I don't know the last time you called a neighbor, a family, or a friend to say, hey, I've got a leak in my kitchen. Who's your plumber? Right? We just don't do that. You pull out your phone, grab your phone and say, who's the best plumber near me? You're going to read who has the best online reputation that you can trust and connect with them as fast as possible. And if that guy doesn't pick up, you pick the next one on the list until somebody answers and says, I'll be there as fast as I can and come and fix your plumbing. And the same thing happens with tax, with real estate, with mortgage, with insurance, with mechanics. I mean, you name it. We want immediacy, and so we have to address where the customer is looking for us today in 2019 and 2020. And they're going online, they're using their phones, they're looking for local businesses, and they're trying to engage with them quickly. And that's what we're going to help you address, is how do we get you seen and connected? And the first piece of that, and I know you know this a little bit, Tony, is we help you generate online reviews that tell an accurate story of your business, that say, we are the best plumber in town, the best tax preparation in town, the best insurance agency in town. And our technology is going to help any business owner that wants to use us to capture those reviews, to be seen, validated, and outrank their competition according to Google's algorithm today.
Definitely. That makes sense, because as you say, every time we need to search for something, whether it's a restaurant or a dentist or a doctor, I just plug it into Google and they just happen to give me reviews without even me asking, because that's part of the answer that I'm looking for in a way. So awesome. I know you guys also have a cool texting feature. Are customers able to text the business if they're using your platform? How does the texting feature work?
Yeah, so again, just think like, where do you start? I mean, sometimes you might find a business just browsing around on Facebook. You know, somebody recommends their accountant on Facebook because they just love them that much. Well, you're browsing through tonight and thinking, yeah, I actually have been thinking I need to get an accountant, or I need some tax help, or whatever the situation is. We're putting messaging in front of your potential customers everywhere that they could find you. So if they're going to Google you, we can activate Google's click to message. So you can now be textable from Google. If they're going to find you on Facebook, we integrate with Facebook Messenger. So now all Facebook messages integrate into Podium. If they're going to go to your website to check you out and see what kind of services you offer, we offer texting from your website. So basically putting messaging in their face at every junction. So whenever they decide, I've seen enough, I like the business, I want to engage, they can quickly connect. And here's just one takeaway. We'll talk about this a little bit further tomorrow on the webinar when we go in depth. But consumers today, Tony, are 6 times more likely to text a business than to have to call or email or fill out a form and prove that they're not a robot on your website, right? It's just so easy and convenient for us to text our friends and family. We've come now to expect that from businesses. And that's what we do, is we provide that and put that as an option in front of every potential customer that finds your business on all your different social platforms.
That makes sense. So the technology allows the small business to be where the customer is at, to be ready for the next decade, right? There's a new decade upon us in 2020s. And if you're not designed to serve that customer that way, guess what? Eventually they may go somewhere else, or new customers may not find you, even though you may be the best, but they may not even find you online because you're not doing the right thing.
How do they know? Yeah, how do they know unless there's validation from your actual customer base saying, these guys truly are the best, and I highly recommend them.
I love it. Perfect. So tomorrow, everyone, 2 p.m. Pacific, that's 5 p.m. Eastern, we'll be live again on Zoom, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitter with a full-on presentation. And you said tomorrow you'll be covering how small businesses could use your platform, or also how to get good reviews? Is that the gist of tomorrow?
Yeah, I'm going to give a lot of, like, even if you're not going to end up using Podium in the long run, you will, if you know, pay attention for 30 minutes, you're going to walk away with some really cool tips and tricks. But in addition to just, you know, general knowledge and some tips and tricks there, I'll be showing a little bit more about the platform, how we do what we do, why it works the way it works, and just give you a little bit of insight and analytics there behind Google's algorithm and our platform and how it's tied into your solutions and systems and platforms publicly.
I love it. Awesome. We look forward to it. Well, thank you for being on today. Hopefully that gave
Thank you.
our viewers a little bit of who you are and what Podium is. But the point of all these weekly interviews and webinars is to introduce new solutions to our members. Now, we're not just tax and accounting professionals, which is great, but we're also business owners ourselves. And as accountants, guess what? We serve business owners. So if we could understand some of these tools, we could be of better value to our business clients.
Really
that's what I always say.
That's very cool.
Cool. See you tomorrow then, Cameron. Have a good one.
Thanks so much, Tony.
Thanks for being on. Talk to you soon.
Thank you. Bye.